Okay, so the first part we're going to look at is a part within the song that's repeated quite a few times. So you really want to spend a lot of time on this. It's the main hook of the song, it's the intro, it's the verse, it's also the outro as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. We're going to start right here on the 3rd fret, and it's going to revolve around the open D shape and an open E shape. So I'm going to play it for you and then we'll discuss it a little bit more. So this riff here is going to be referred to as one pass would be this. That would be one time. So for the intro, this particular riff's played 8 times. So you're going to start here on the G, then we're going to go to an open D string, 2nd fret, 3rd string. And then we're going to go to a low E, which is open low E string, 2nd fret and 2nd fret. Okay? So we start here on G, to the open D chord, open E chord, strike this twice, then just strike the open E note. Okay? So it's going to go like this together. Now, the hardest thing with this is getting that right hand to really dampen the strings in between so that you get a nice, tight, almost percussive-like sound. You're kind of dropping in and out with that right hand. And then I go to the low E. Okay, so in between, I'm kind of doing a little bit of ghosting here. Now, if you wanted to straighten that out a little bit, that's without, you know, the little percussive hits that I'm doing. The other thing that I'm doing to kind of control the sound a little bit is I'm doing some left hand muting as well. And it always throws my students off a lot of times because they see that hand going down, so they just, a lot of times they assume that you're playing a fret. But I'm just barely touching the strings as I'm doing that. So you don't want to get too heavy-handed because then you'll actually hear a sound there as you do that. So you want to try to make sure that you just very lightly hit the string enough to dampen it so that you can get that effect. Okay, so this particular part from the beginning of the track is played from the beginning, which we would consider 0, all the way to 36 seconds within the track. So, and that would contain the intro where you would play the riff for 8 times, and then once you start singing, which would be the verse, that would be another 8 times. So 16 times altogether. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the chorus, and unlike the intro riff, this particular part, every time they play the chorus, it's rhythmically played a little bit different. So the first time it's going to sound like this. 2, 3, 4. So now let's take a look at what we're doing here. We're starting with a B power chord, 2nd fret, 5th string. And then we're just holding the power chord with the 2 fingers here. So I'm kind of thickening it up a little bit. Some of you play power chord like that, that's fine too as well. And what we're going to do is go 8th note starting it out. So 1 and 2 to the C, 3 and 4, and that's the first measure. Then for the A, I'm going to hit it 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, boom. And then you're going to hold that for 2 beats. So that's going to be a half note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and okay, so that particular part, from the B chord to the C chord, and then to the open A, and then to the G, we're going to play that 3 times. So we have B, C, open A, G. Okay, the other thing I'm doing, especially when I'm doing the 8th notes, is I'm doing some palm muting here to kind of give it that dampened sound. And I kind of open it up on the A a little bit. Then I go up to the high E here, 7th fret, 9th fret, and then power chord. So then I'm going to hit that on the downbeat, and then I kind of slide down to accent that part. So let's go ahead and play it the full length 3 times, and I'm going to follow up with the E chord at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now within the context of the song, that chorus was from 36 seconds to about 52 seconds in the track. Now from 52 to about 1 minute and 20 seconds, we're back to the riff again. Now this time, from start to finish, would be 12 times you would play the riff. 4 times is like a little interlude intro again, and then 8 times for the verse. The next section is chorus 2, and like I said before, that's going to be a little bit different rhythmically. This time we're going to utilize what's called half notes. So this particular part is about 120 to 140 on the track, and we start out with the same chords: half note, A, half note, G. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same length as before. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4 to the E. So really just make sure that you get your values right. If you're writing this down, or you're trying to come up with a chart to play the song as far as an arrangement, you may want to just take a note of what each chorus is as far as the rhythmic value, and then until you memorize it. So that's the main hang up on this particular song, is just trying to remember, okay, this is chorus 2, okay, this is half notes. Let's play it together one more time, and then we'll move to the next section. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next section of the song is the rhythm underneath the solo, and on the track it's about 1 minute and 40 to about 2 minutes and 17 seconds on the track. It's a pretty long solo, so guess what? We're right back to the intro verse riff, and you're going to play that 16 times for the whole length of underneath the solo.